Let's talk a little bit about configuration and environments. One of the things inside of Laravel is it has the ability to do multiple environments, such as, in our case, local or production, development, testing, so on and so forth. What we're doing now is currently working in the local environment. There are two ways to test this. One is that when we initially set up our homestead, we had a default that said our environment was local. We can actually switch over to our Vagrant box. So you have to Vagrant SSH and then go to your site's Laravel Basics folder. What we're going to do is type in an artisan command, php artisan, and then env. And what that's going to do is tell you what your current application environment is. Why that matters to us right now is as we're setting up our database, the local database config is usually different than, say, the production database configuration. So if you look in your config folder, you'll notice that there is a subfolder called local, a subfolder called testing, and a subfolder called packages. We're going to concern now with local. You'll see there is a local app, which tells us that we have debug equal to true. We also have a database, which gives us our database configuration for our local. Now, notice the difference here is that inside database for the production environment, you'll see default is set to MySQL. Here, it's not. So because it's not set, it means that it inherits initially from this database file. So what we want to do is change our MySQL settings for local. So we'll say driver is MySQL, the local host is fine, but our database is not Homestead. Our database will actually be ODOT. Now our username will be Homestead and our password will be secret. So now all we have to do is save this file. Let's switch back over to our routes and show what database we're currently using. So head to your routes file. And now I'm going to paste in a route with a closure. A very simple route to get /db, just as a temporary URL. And then we're going to do a return db select. So this is just running a method on the db class, which is an internal Laravel db class. And then we're saying we want to do a select database statement, which is just going to give us our current database. Let's run that now. So here we have laravel.dev/8000, which is going to give us our main list. Now we're going to do /db, hit enter, and it will show us that our current database is ODOT. This lets us know a couple of things. One, we are connecting to our database. So if we were, for instance, to modify our configuration here to mess this up. So let's say our database is foo. And then go back and refresh. We're going to end up getting an error, PDO exception, which is unknown database foo. So that would be something you would get if you were not connecting to your database. Let's change that back to ODOT and then hit refresh. And so now you see we're connecting, we're making our route, and we're tying into the DB class and running a select statement to find out what database we're currently on. In this case, our current database is ODOT, so we're good to go.